Losing a job can be the most distressing economic event in a person's life. Most people rely on their earnings to maintain their standard of living. Many people get from their work not only income, but also a sense of personal accomplishment. Losing a job can mean a lower standard of living in the present, anxiety about the future, and reduced self-esteem. But there are some resources for job seekers just around the corner, at no cost. We are talking about networking groups. We took a look at one of them in Hillsboro.
When I lost my last job, I was both surprised and devastated because I really enjoyed my job. I enjoyed working with my current manager. I think it was a very difficult situation for him to be in.
When I lost my last job, the feelings I had were surprise, concern, disappointment, a little bit of anger. But I actually, because of the way it happened, I understood. We're dealing here with an economic slowdown. The company is doing everything it can to survive, and so it lets go of the most expensive people in any given department. Well, that happened to be me. So, although I was surprised and disappointed, I understand it entirely.
When I lost my last job, I knew about it a couple months prior to it happening. We were given notice that our company, or that our office in Beaverton was being closed and that our jobs were going away. I felt relieved, finally, because I stayed to the very end.
The story of the Job Seekers Supported Networking Program started as a pilot in April of 2009. And we did it just once, and then we did it again in May to gauge the need. After the announcement of the Intel Fab 20 closure, Chamber President Dana Palm gave me a directive to develop a program to provide resources. We didn't realize it was going to turn out to be a weekly program. So after the pilot launch, we definitely sensed the need for it, and that's when we went monthly with it and weekly with it, and we started that in June of 2008. Having an understanding that the Hillsboro, greater Hillsboro area is the driving economic engine of the state. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you to interact. They also have set up a resource table. So during the networking component of our program, they're available for one-on-ones, any individual questions that you may have. Value-added part of the program, each week at the last 30 minutes, from about 3:30 to 4, we reserve for networking. And this really allows the participants to foster relationships from within and to allow the networking and sharing of information and helping those find job opportunities, find leads, find job openings, help with establishing self-esteem, and working with others that have similar situations so they realize that they're not the only ones looking for employment.
The networking process is twofold. It helps you develop the skills you might be lacking, as well as seeking and achieving recommendations.
Networking gets you around the HR wall, and as a result, it's a lot more effective than throwing out thousands of applications in any given week.
It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And part of that networking process is to build that relationship with people so they not only know you, is that they want to know you.
It's a little bit easier when you are employed to do that networking than when you're out of employment. That's where it becomes overwhelming.
Prior to coming to JSSN, I really didn't understand how networking worked in a job search process. I network naturally.
You know, I have always heard of networking. What I didn't know was that, you know, some of the finer points, you know, how you should approach people, some kind of questions asked, icebreakers, those types of things. So yes, I knew about networking, but no, didn't know how to do it effectively.
Program differs from others. When I first started researching other resources that were available to minimize duplicity, I had an opportunity to visit some of the other programs and emulate the models of success and those components. And the big differentiating factor with our program, while other programs offer similar workshops or similar topics with similar presenters, we feature on a monthly basis what we call our Learn, Meet, Hire Day. In fact, we created that title for that day. One of our participants helped us develop that and help us market it as such. That's really our employer day. And we're able to leverage the strengths of the chamber and ask local area agencies, organizations, and employers. We invite in their HR recruiters in. They have 10 to 15 minutes to share about their company culture, company values, hiring requirements, and any jobs that they may have. And this allows the participants to have that direct line of communication with those HR recruiters. We have to make this a positive environment in many ways. One is not only to bring the information, but to give a certain sense of empowerment and being proactive with the given situation for those in transition.
I was looking for a place where I could receive positive support in a safe environment.
So I looked for people who were counselors, who were experts, who were specialists, talked to them, got introduced to networking, and very quickly got involved in a couple of networking groups.
And I felt the need to be engaged with people in my situation that were having to find work just like me and looking for help. So it's one of the few times that I just reached out. I kind of reached out to a group saying, here, I'm going to go and see what this is about. Maybe I can get some help, because obviously what I've been doing in the past isn't working.
What goes through my mind when I cross the street to go to the Job Seekers program is that I have to remember, one, to be sensitive of the situation, and being in a challenging job market and having a clear understanding of what their needs are, and keeping a high level of enthusiasm and optimism moving forward for those in transition in their job search.
The JSSN meetings provided me valuable and free information and training. They brought in experts in the field to deliver mini workshops.
How to improve my resume, how to do interviews, elevator pitches. Elevator pitches were among my weak points as to how to capsulize 20 plus years worth of experience into a short sentence that people would be able to understand, remember, and deal with.
Well, there are three areas of learning that I've had. One is some of the traditional skills, writing resumes, writing elevator speeches, practicing elevator speeches. So some of those traditional skills, the marketing skills, how to use LinkedIn, how to do some effective self-marketing, and then the well-being skills, how to maintain balance, or how to acknowledge the change curve, and how to work with that. Know where you're at on the change curve, and that it's okay to feel sad or bad, on a given time. So.
One of our competitive advantages is having skilled quality professionals, and we wanted to preserve that advantage and be able to provide resources to those in transition to help them in a challenging job market.
I would say I have a new appreciation for the type of candidate that's out there right now. There was a pretty diverse group of individuals within the group that we were able to present in front of. I was really impressed with the drive and with the motivation that they were able to portray, but more importantly, just the amount of diversity in the candidates that were there.
So when I first came to join and speak at the forum, I learned that everyone's involvement, everyone is very motivated, and there's a good structure for the people involved to improve improve themselves.
The biggest evolution I saw by far was the elevator speeches that the people were giving.
I like to work with high technology.
I do like organizing, I like puzzles.
My ability to learn new products, new items incredibly quickly, and troubleshooting.
I advise employees and employers as to their rights.
I can do everything from find out what happened in a bad accident.
I have a passion
for helping people. I enjoy networking.
I have a passion for accounting and learning new skills.
I specialize in customer service.
It is amazing the amount of talent and work experience and knowledge that is in there with people that are looking for the next career opportunity. You know, there's very few people that are entry-level people that are coming to this program. These are people with great work experience, with quite a few years of work experience and a lot to offer. Not that there's anything wrong with somebody coming from an entry-level standpoint, but it was a really different perception I had when I came in compared to where I'm at now, and I'm really, really proud of the people that are in there, and I'm pleased to be involved.
I believe the main challenge a job seeker faces initially is losing their immediate support network or family per se.
The main challenge a job seeker is facing today is the amount of people looking for work. There's an awful lot of competition out there. People hire on the basis of three things, in this order. Do I like you? Will you fit in? And can you do the job? If people like you and you'll fit in, they'll find a job for you. It's the way to get around the whole process.
I think the main challenge is standing out from the hundreds of people that are just like us trying to find jobs. You know, we all have individual skills, we're all individuals. And, you know, in the eyes of recruiters, in the eyes of hiring people, hiring managers, we all look the same. How do we differentiate ourselves? Show the real us in a lot of instances. I think that's the biggest obstacle.
One of the big problems right now for people that are job seekers are the fact that so many people are out looking for work, and it is such a tough market that the people that are getting jobs are the ones that are networking, that are getting their names out there. And if you can get in front of a recruiter face to face and tell them your story and explain why you're looking, what you're looking for, it's so much more valuable than just looking at a piece of paper and becoming one of the faceless thousands of resumes that recruiter is going to look at.
I think there's work out there. I think it just really kind of continues to come down to is how each individual is positioning themselves, what they're doing to set their skills apart.
I think when you look at the market, the temporary or the agencies are seeing a significant growth and opportunities with their groups. And that's typically an indication that the market is actually growing at this point.
So if job seekers now can identify what skill sets will be the most important for companies to have succession planning for, they could have the opportunity to play a big role in helping out a company.
Do I think there's opportunities out there? Yeah, I absolutely do.
This initiative helps people find a job in many ways. I think a good case in point is that we had a participant come to me and said, you know, I've been with my current employer for 20 years, right out of college, and I was recruited at a job fair, and you know, he hadn't written a resume or hadn't interviewed in 20 years and was in a position where he didn't receive any outplacement services from his past employer, and you know, had to start from zero, ground zero. And being able to tap into some of the resources, some of our great presenters, really allowed him to position himself to you know, get started with writing his resume and preparing for the interview. Really what we often think are sort of the foundations of looking for employment opportunities. He was able to hone those skills at our program. I'm very fortunate that we have an active and engaged leadership team. This is by far and away the most intensive program that we have at the Chamber, being that it's a weekly program that we need to align a presenter on a given topic and do it on a weekly basis. And I'm very fortunate that we've developed volunteer opportunities for those that are in transition to become involved in their community, become involved in the program, and become involved in the Chamber. They very much help develop the program, they help shape the program so that at the end of the day, we can say this program is developed for and developed by job seekers. We have since have developed a volunteer team that includes a program coordinator, that includes a corporate relations manager that helps us recruit and secure presenters for our Learn, Meet, Hire Day. We've got someone that helps us with our marketing and our promotions to ensure that our events are listed in media publications and are available online through other listservs, helping get the word out for those that really need access to this program. I would like to see the Job Seeker Support and Networking Program be accredited by the state for the participants of the program to get benefit towards their job search in receiving benefits through the state. So guess what today is? Learn, Meet, Hire.